Is that new audio? That worked? Okay. Apologies for taking so long on getting to this one. I was supposed to have been on this one already. Does that sound? Let me listen to this. Okay. Apologies for taking so long on getting it. So that audio is better, right? It sounds good. Okay, let's see here. This one is Eddie's. Oof, sorry, Eddie. I hope he's not already offline for the day. Oh, Martin's already here. I'll have to tag you on this one. Okay, so I'm going to get back to yours as soon as I can, Martin, so it'll still be in this weekend, but Eddie has just been waiting for days to get to this one. This tester page is done. Isn't that pretty? Very pretty. Oh, you know what? I could put more ink on there. Yes, Dexter, it is. Thank you, Martin. And I got these homemade cookies. I really appreciate the person who sent these. I'm not sure if they want to be revealed, so maybe they're watching. My wife and I really appreciate that. They were delicious. They are delicious. You know, I'm not in a rush. Yeah, I know, Martin. You're good, bro. That's why I love you, bud. Christopher Quest says, "What up, bro? The non-stop artist about to make another sick cover." Yeah, I'll show you guys the one that I was working on last night for Martin here. Is not done, so it's on the same book as this, right? So this is gonna be like the Joker. I'm going to go over that white so that it is all consistent. I'm actually going to go over as much of it as I have to. We'll see what it takes, but we're going to make that white blend in. So it's kind of what he's going to look like. This is all just the base coat, though, so don't judge it. But got his hand blade. He's going to have a lot more tentacles and colors and stuff, right? He's going to kind of look like Carnage. It's the Joker if he got the Carnage symbiote. He would, it would change color, I guess. He'll have a little bit of red on there. Get on here, boys, says Dexter. Yeah. Martin likes it. Okay. It looks so good. Killing it already. Thank you. Still thinking about those tacos. Oh, yeah, those tacos were cool, huh? Saw that cool. What's the name of that restaurant, man? Tell people about that restaurant, because I'm not sure what the restaurant is called. It's in Washington, right? L.C. Smith, not much, buddy. Just had some breakfast and had to do a bunch of other stuff. Take some calls, and my mom stopped by, and so on this one we're gonna do Venom, overtaking Knull. So it's gonna be a full body, but I'm gonna kind of reveal Knull underneath it. Maybe give him like Knull's chest symbol, something like that. What would Venom look like if he was taking over Knull, right? That Joker's looking sick so far. Thank you. I think he's gonna look really good when he's done. So obviously this half of the head is going to be the one that I'm going to want to cover up. We've never seen Knull in a symbiote form, right? So this would be like a whole new ball game.
because of all our shows, you know, the Mother Teresa show, you know, all those shows, it's the conspiracy nuts that gave us the most trouble and were the most dangerous. The people, you know, our big thing was we said, well, maybe it was Muslim terrorists that took down the Twin Towers on 9/11. And that's what people went crazy about. I mean, harassing phone calls to our crew. Not even us, to our crew. You're part of the Zionist conspiracy all of a sudden. Oh, yeah. And I was really part of the Zionist community, which is amazing because we didn't even have Jews in my town. You know, who would I conspire with? I'm from Greenfield, Massachusetts. You know, we didn't know what Jews were. See, we did a 9/11 conspiracy show, but I think we did it so weird, and I don't think people ever figured out what side we were on. Yeah. Although we knew what side we were on. I don't know. It's just like I went on the internet the next day to see what the crazies were saying, and they seemed positively confused about, like, so they're on our side? Because we had the guy wear a 9/11, there's a 911truth.org T-shirt. I mean, we just put the main site on the show, and they were like, "Thanks a lot, South Park, for the, you know, we totally ripped on you."
Eddie, what's up, buddy?
Yeah, you know, one thing
Christopher says, however you do Venom Takeover is how it'll look. Sick and better than the original cover, I'd say. Thank you. Yeah, at the very least, you know, get something unique out of it. I don't think I've ever had anyone who was upset with the art, ever. Which is good, you know, I don't ever want to burn anyone when I'm doing art for them, so.
Yeah, well, maybe, I don't know, just forget, you know what I mean? There's another thing that I read a while ago, that right after Lincoln was assassinated, right, for a year or two after, okay, John was boom, 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 right, and then
Big Dog is in the house.
seems to be
Power.
part of a nation.
Got some better audio. Can you guys hear me better now?
There are all these conspiracy theories.
I realized that I had the audio on this new camera was better and I wasn't using it, so I switched it.
We never even heard that anybody with John Wilkes Booth did. So I think that, you know, Kennedy, you saw in the, I guess it kind of peaked in the mid-70s or something, and then of course with Oliver Stone's movie, because you know they can kill a president and cover it up and kill everybody involved, but they can't stop Oliver Stone. I thought that movie coming out was proof that Kennedy was shot by one lone assassin, because otherwise.
Way better sound. Nice. Good.
And we figured out, you know, what we were trying to say on the show is it just made sense that people want to believe there's all these reasons for it. It's kind of the same people that want to believe in, you know, all the design, everything's figured out for them and everything's planned. It's not just that, because it's too scary to think that people will just get crazy and shoot you just cause. You know what I mean? They want to think that, well, they'll only do that if you're on this side, he's on that side, this manipulating them, and they're, you know, it's the same thing with the 9/11. It's like, it was too scary of a thing and too random. People don't want to believe something can be that random and that, you know what I mean? They want to believe there's this giant reason, so there must be an author behind every tragedy. Yeah, it can't just be a combination of weird forces and weird people. And it's also drama. Right. So if you saw a movie and you're watching the whole, you know, the big heroes, when you watch Die Hard, you know, and he's winning, he's doing great, he's invincible, then he like falls off a window. Right. You'd just be like, that sucks. Yeah. So I think that's the same kind of thing with those. It is just people like imposing dramatic structure on events that don't have dramatic structure. It's just like, that just sucks. These guys are, I mean, there was a conspiracy of Muslim terrorists, really. Yeah, absolutely. Right. But like, you know, they're just, they have a conspiracy. It's just not good enough. Right. It's almost like 9/11 wasn't interesting enough. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like, you know what I mean? It's like 9/11 conspiracy, they're just like, well, you know, it's just that simple explanation. I said, it's really crazy. It wasn't interesting. It's like 9/11 was the most interesting thing that ever happened, pretty much. Like, but, you know, good or bad, like, that was interesting. It doesn't need another layer. But it's also that thing. Everyone knows in good drama that halfway through the thing, you got to go, it's not that guy. It's that guy. And the guy you thought it did, it's not the guy. It's that guy. You also know who the bad guy always has to be. The bad guy always has to be white, right, and successful. Right. It always has to be a businessman. And it has to be the last guy you suspect and the guy who is the person who's first started to stop it in the first place. Yeah. So you figured it out. Now I must agree with you. We were going to make it, originally in the South Park episode, we were going to make it that the people who make American flags brought down the towers. They obviously had the most gains. Yeah. If you look at who had the most gains, all of the money. Yeah, people who make American flags, I don't know. I mean, they did.
That's incredible. Matt Stone and Trey Parker, I'm listening to an interview they did with Penn from Penn and Teller, and they said that for their 9/11 episode, they wanted to say that the people who make those little American flags are the people who committed 9/11 because they have the most to gain because they sold so many. Dexter says, how long does one take you averagely, mate? It totally depends. This one I might be done within one day, probably by tomorrow at least. Christopher says, depends on how covered that book is going to be from what I've seen, a day to a few days. That's correct. Caleb Williams. Hey, man. What's up, Caleb? How you doing? Dexter says, nice one. The guy's work is insane. Can't wait for mine. Yeah, yours is, I think, pretty close, right? Three more away for Dexter. Dexter's gonna have a pretty unique one. This one's gonna be cool. But the one for Dexter is gonna be on a blank. So this book I've done a few times.
Especially after we had talked to you, there was point one, point two, there's like 18 different things, and everyone in this room can tell you, we were sitting there in the writers room going crazy because it was just like, oh, that's a great point to make too, and it's like, yeah, but the otters have to get back to over here. We don't have time for that point. What I love was the atheists, the ones that have in contact with him said, I don't really know whether they were ripping on us, they were okay with the otters, are really cool. Right. No, never. That's what I like. There's a lot of people that'll say, well, it's not just me. It's the wonderful people around.
Yeah, definitely unique. But that's what I like, is to make, unique books. Since I've got so many people on the line, I'll just show you guys the ones that I meant to send these out for grading yesterday, but I've just been super busy. So here's some books that I have right now. This is the third Spawn I've done, the second modern Spawn. This is a very unique book. I won't even take it out of its container and show you the back, but you can look up the back. It's a front and back book. Venom, she's looking great. This is I just added the Knull onto this one and the Infinity Gauntlet, but the rest of it was by Grey Horn. So some books I do most of the art, some books I just add little things on there. Depends on the commission. Put the lid on next.
What's cool is that the fact that we do the show ourselves, and we always have, with the help of no one. Because, still all the writing and directing and all that is, done by us. It's let the show sort of grow up as we have, so it's not like there's a lot of shows on that have been on for a long time. It's just they're trying to just be the same show that they were 10 years ago. Or be this, it's like they just bring in new writers and say, we'll just do it like it was, And so this show's really changed. It's really evolved, and it's become a little bit older and more mature maybe in some ways.
Is it harder to draw on a blank when you got to create it all? Yes, I do charge. I charge a little bit extra because I have to go over it with pencil and be very creative and do a sketch, and make the whole image. With this one, the whole background, it's basically the other way around with the revisions. They're much cheaper just to do a revision, but a full sketch is a little bit more money. Usually $20, $30 more. Takes more time. Doesn't take as much paint though. Doesn't take any paint. So the pencils are cheap to buy, but takes a lot of work. His arms are so effing lanky, bruh.
It happens a couple times a year. There is a trainer sit down, have a heart-to-heart where say, we can't do it anymore. You just have that day which just sucks. It's usually the second show we do with the season. Yeah, and we go through that. We go through that all the time. And then you also have so many great moments where it's stuff you're proud of. So, but you're a piano player and you're a mathematician, right? Yeah. Isn't that kind of what you want? Is that kind of what you wanted to be when you grew up? Yeah, that's what I wanted to be. I didn't want to be that. I was just only good at math, and I just had least resistance. You know what I mean? It was like, what are you going to major in? I don't know. I'm good at that. But I've always thought that you guys had so much more power because you had a lack of desperation. No, we've always said our biggest asset. From the South Park movie for sure on, we really thought the South Park movie was going to be the last thing we ever did because South Park was on the decline, because the second, third year was our big. We didn't really know what it was, and the shows weren't very good, and we were farming it out to other people, and saying, well, having people write it and stuff, and so it really did become. We really thought, okay, well, the show's dying, and this movie will come out, and then I'll be the it, and then we can leave, we can get out of town, and we basically since then thought we've been living on borrowed time. I mean, we're still sort of got one suitcase packed, ready to go. Yeah, but you've got to care about your career, but not too much. Yeah, it really is a career field if you care about your career. If you work
I already have an idea for a second one, but can't wait for this one. Yeah, of course. Christopher Quest says that Carnage turned out to be a masterpiece. Thank you. Dexter says it looks so sick. So we made that cover out of his head. Hell yeah. Yep, that's my favorite one, except it's the most expensive option. Of course. Life wouldn't be fun if it wasn't like that, right? You gotta really go for it.
Is very frustrated at his lack of faith. And Teller and I intended the plan, the business plan, was just 2 words: carny trash. We intend to be carny trash. I didn't want to live in a stupid little dead factory town in Greenfield, Massachusetts. I wanted to go out and eat fire and be carny trash and rip people off and then trade them. That was my goal. Teller was a high school Latin teacher who said, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to be carny trash. So when we went off Broadway and Rolling Stone did like an article on us and stuff, it was like, wait a minute, don't they know? So I fully expect, it could even be today while you're here, I'm knocking the door, the showbiz police come in and go, you made a terrible mistake. Your whole career, supposed to go to someone else. You should be parking cars. And I think that's a huge amount of power. Because I really think that we should be playing to about 200 people tonight. We're playing to about 2,000. So I was off by 200. Well, I'm sure that you guys doing television too have been noticed, because we've noticed with television and movies that we say it's going to be this way, and they say, well, no, it's not. We're not going to make the movie. We're like, okay, don't make the movie. So, you know what I mean? And then that gives you that started with the South Park movie. We went and said it's going to be a rated R musical, and they were saying, no way, no, we're sorry, we're not going to make the movie. It's a rated R musical. I was like, okay, fine, cool. And they were like, what? What do you mean? Because they're so used to people, okay. And you also mean it. Yeah, no, that's the part. We're looking for an excuse not to work. They can tell when you're bluffing. Yeah, when you walk away. And sometimes that's dangerous. I mean, I've tried to walk away from gigs that I really wanted to walk away from, and they then will let you, right? Some sort of negotiation if they have to be the dominant. Well, there's 2 ways you can go. When you get successful, and then you get what should happen is you have something like for us at South Park, and it's given us like financial security.
That's a good sketch.
So we don't have to take jobs doing
I think I'm going to make his chest symbol red. Do you want it to be red or white? Because it's basically the same symbol. But I was thinking, he's more powerful than Venom, so if one of their symbols is going to have to be there and not the other, wouldn't it be Knull taking over Venom? But we can do it either way. It's basically the same thing. So basically, yeah, what do you think, Eddie? Should it be? I'll give you kind of a breakdown of what's going on there. So it's going to be like that half of the face and his tongue coming out. I think I'm going to redo that tongue and make it bigger. I'm going to redo his arm because I don't like the positioning of that shoulder pad, right? So I put in a new shoulder pad, put in a new arm, put in a new hand. And obviously I haven't even done the base coat yet. This is like the sketching stage. I'm going to cover up that right there with white paint, right? So imagine that's not there. And then we're just going to do a full body. I might keep his kilt on there because that looks fine. You can see like his leg coming out from under there. He is just this lanky, crazy lanky guy. Then redo his whole body aside from that to look like Venom. And then the chest symbol, I'm going to start sketching that out. But we can make it red or we can make it white. So it would be like Knull or Venom. I think it would look good really either way. But story-wise, I think that the red one would be stronger.
I mean, it did make money, didn't it? It was successful, but not like a real big success.
Oh, the best thing about blanks is they're one of a kind out of the artist's mind's eye, for sure. I mean, potentially you could sketch any, you could trace any image onto a blank. So I could take like a lethal protector, print it out, on my computer, print out Lethal Protector just as a piece of paper, you know, not a real cover, lay my tracing paper down over the Lethal Protector, and then trace it onto a blank, and then just color that in and paint that. So it would look, I could make it absolutely identical, and that's something I haven't done yet, but anything's possible.
And so that's more of a yeah, but for some reason, I mean, that the story was it was a bomb. Not the bomb, but it was it wasn't a success. It wasn't a success. Unfortunately, that movies are defined by their opening weekend. But then, of course, 8 months later,
Mine's blank. I'm buzzing about 3 away. That's correct. BB says, "Hey, did you watch the new Mandalorian?" I have not seen one episode of the Mandalorian. I think I will watch it. I tried to watch it, and then I realized that the file that I downloaded was like corrupted or something, so I'll have to try again later. Try again later.
And I actually learned that from Team America, because opening weekend wasn't good, and so I thought, wow, I worked so hard on this thing, really not many people are going to see it. Come to find out, of course, everybody sees it. A lot eventually, and the right people see it. Right. $12.5 million, though. Yeah, that comes down to, and that's not even about personal money. It's like $12.5 million for a studio movie on an opening weekend is not good. Right, but that's the handicapping thing. If I told you when you were 15 years old that someone was going to pay $12.5 million to see something you thought of, you would never ever believe it. And that's what you got to keep a hold of. When I go out to do our show at the Rio, no, we don't sell as many tickets as O or any of those places. Compared to them, we're doing okay. Right. Compared to the kid in Greenfield, Massachusetts, never possible. I would get to this level. Well, and this is how it's changed so much too, is because when we started South Park for the first few years, it was all about the ratings on Wednesday night, and now ratings on Wednesday night do not matter jack.
That's a great idea, says Dexter. Jonathan says, I almost spoiled it for Christopher Stromlin last night and felt horrible, so I had to take down my post. Christopher says, I bet you are. I'm about 1 month away from getting on the commission list. Me either, about to watch it all in one day tomorrow. Dexter, I've got the last episode to watch yet. I'm going to say this. Last night's episode had the nerd me in tears. I will say no more. Epic. It was a 1,000, dude. Man, great. You mentioned spoilers for The Mandalorian, and all my viewers disappeared. Jonathan, back at it again. How dare you, sir? I think anything is a spoiler. I'm a big spoilers guy. That's why I just avoid most movies and stuff, is because they just piss me off. But because most movies get spoiled for you just in general, just by everything. So it's like, why even try? The way that I like to watch movies, I wish I've never gotten to watch a movie like this, but I hate spoilers so much that I wish that I could be walked into a movie theater, not told the title of the movie, not given any previews of the movie, not seeing any of the credits that roll before the movie starts, have earmuffs and a blindfold on, have someone walk me in, sit me down, wait for the movie to actually start after the title, and then pull off my blindfold and headphones and let me just enjoy the movie. Everybody just shut the fuck up and don't tell me what happened. But, we don't live in that world. We live in the world where everybody has to post immediately what happened.
Not because they were going to yell at him, because he knew that by the end of the conversation he kind of liked them, and he couldn't make fun of him again. After you did Team America and you lived in Hollywood, did you have any encounters with the people you ripped apart? Did you get a phone call from Michael Moore? No, not Michael Moore. After Team America, we had this contest, not because
that's what my cousin said too. I will say no more. That's a very good business model. Oh yeah, sell that service to people. Say like, I'll escort you into a movie and make sure you don't get any spoilers for it. Pretty funny. Yeah, what a life that would be. That would be amazing. Alright, let me hold this up to the mirror and just make sure it looks good. This is really what I want to do here. Yeah, looking good. Okay, cool. And so it begins.
Even Sean Penn basically in his letter said, don't you realize the damage you've done? You know, it's like there's an election coming up, and now Bush might be president again. And we're like, don't you realize we don't give a crap? You know? But that was really, I mean, that was really the main thing. It wasn't just those actors we had made fans of. It was Hollywood in general. You weren't the right kind of anti-Bush. You know, I know there's a lot of people in like quote unquote heartland thought that Team America, at least from the promotional campaign, it was essentially an anti-American movie. I mean, I think that part of our box office was hurt by, I think early on in the press, and we saw it happen. We have takes as like making fun of terrorism, making fun of soldiers dying, American soldiers dying. Which is amazing. You know, and a lot of people in the middle of the country, we know from tracking, a lot of people in the middle of the country didn't go see the movie, and I think they thought it was an anti-American movie. Whereas people in Berkeley went and saw it because they thought it was an anti-American movie, and then they got pissed off at the end. Yeah, right. Well, that little speech you make about, I guess you can't say the words right here before the end.
Like, if you wanted to run your own small cinema showing only 2 movies a month and not telling anyone what they are, starting a movie literally at title screen and cutting out, that'd be cool. Social media gives us too much on movies and TV shows, so how about I fly out with you and Clayton, me and Clayton, and for free help on the next events list. I am retired Army, so already getting my VA 100% every first. Clayton can pay me with a carnage. Right. I'll float that. He's usually not open to outside input of any kind, actually. Takes the special out of things. Yeah, that's exactly correct, sir. That's exactly correct. Takes the special out. People don't care for the special these days. They just want the thing. I think the special is the mountains, you know. Just going hiking or cutting down a tree for some reason is got this effect where it's like, whoa, like you feel like you're really doing something, like you're really living life, you know.
I think he should have so little power that it doesn't matter who he or she is, as opposed to having so much power that it doesn't matter who he or she is. Yeah, and you have to be on one side or the other. And so much power that it's like a presidential election has to start 2 years in advance. And you know why? There's so much at stake. It really is. There's so much power. It's like, well, we gotta get going. But Obama's a smoker. Which Christopher Hitchens just said is the only good thing I can
Dude, I would sign a contract that I'd never sell it, but after my death, my daughter's allowed to do as she pleases. Yeah, like I said, I mean, Clayton is basically really hard to convince, but you can try, go ahead. I'll float it, I'll tell him that you'd like to do an original painting for what you mentioned earlier, but who knows, man? You never know. You never know. Maybe he'll look at you and he'll say, you know what? I like that BB guy. I'm going to give him the that original painting, or sell it, at least sell it to him, right? Yeah. So you never know. He is a very generous guy, but there's just no convincing him once he gets his mind set on something. There's no way to tell him not to do it. Except to wait him out. Just smoke him out, wait him out.
And Matt's reading the letter to me, and it was like, the end of it was like, I've been to Iraq, and if you guys want to come with me to Iraq and see what it's really about, and it was like, in the movie, all he does is run around and go, I've been to Iraq. I've been to Iraq. No, come on, you're lying. You're making this up, Matt. He's like, no, this really is what shot that. No. And then it was a realization, I mean, maybe we're just naive, but like, I was like, wow, Sean Penn wrote this letter, you know, thinking that it was to a PR company and realizing that this is going out to the world. We're like the last people to see this. This is gonna make paper tomorrow. And then we sat down and we're like, okay, well, let's respond to it. Let's put a PR thing back out that makes fun of him. And we're like, I don't think we can make fun of him any better than he just did. It's post-satirical. It's satirical. It really was like bulletproof. We did go out to a party that night though, and we got drunk and interviewed, so we went off our shop. I don't know if you heard it. Actually, yeah, I don't know. We might have said some illegal thing.
I showed my LCS guy Herb the Absolute Carnage book, and he said we should keep it as is, standalone. Try not to overdo things with a 6x6, as I mentioned, as he thinks it's fucking perfect. I don't know what you mean. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, whatever you want to do. And then another thing, I'm about to send it out for grading, so if you want to maybe not and just put it in a gator guard, because I think it would look really nice in a gator guard, right? You could flip it and it would look the same on both sides. So I think a gator guard would look real nice if you, unless you want it to get. How about I sign my creator agreement and I include a note in it saying that this creator agreement is good at any time, and CGC will call me. You can send it in to CGC, the creator agreement with the Red Carnage book, and you can get it graded at a later date. How about that? How about I email CGC and make sure that that's capiche before we do that? Then you can keep it in a gator guard. Christopher Quest, doing what our ancestors did with the nature type stuff. That's why it feels good to be in nature. Absolutely, man. That's exactly what I was trying to say. Is I just remember, like, for a summer, I was chainsawing trees, you know, out in the mountains over here, and that was a great time, dude. I felt like spiritual, you know. I love hiking and all that stuff. I should really do that more this year. Whoever wrapped these cookies didn't want me to get to them. Milk and cookie. My wife said I'd be able to offer you guys unheard of security in the comic book industry. I have my FFL Class 3. Yeah, there's only room in the van for a couple guys. That's cool with me, man, as long as CGC doesn't pull the chain of custody bullshit on me when I go to get it graded. I'd be eternally pissed if that happened. Right, well, as long as I'm alive, they can always just ask me and I'd give them the okay. But I'll email CGC and make sure that it's capiche that I can do that. I like chainsaws too. Something about the ability to slice a tree in half is nice. Yeah, I saw a neat trick that involves a hydraulic press. It presses up and lifts the tree. You just have to cut a notch in one side. So cool.
David Allen Coe, Tiny Tim. You know, those three people came on the scene just saying, crazy America, this is how crazy I am. And we could try today, when we shared before, you should probably weigh in on this. Who has been the most crazy for the longest in the American consciousness? I'll give you a little hint. My winner, I think Little Richard. Little Richard exploded the scene in 1958, crazier than just an outhouse rat. And right now, you can turn the TV and little Richard is there, crazier than a rat. Doing Geico commercials. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but crazy, crazy, crazy. Like the level of crazy you can't believe. Who would you put that down? Wow, it's such a great question that I don't want to answer it right now because I want to be able to think about it. Who knows? It's been crazy. It's an essay, Cliff. I mean, you guys don't. You're not even on the stuff you do, like the hippest stuff you've done, like the Academy Awards, going in drag, and all that stuff. It's obviously smart people doing cool things. And when you really come right down to it, what I care about so much is just pure crazy. Put it out all over the world. So you guys are just, too smart to be my idea. You can't be most sure. We're not too smart. I will agree with that. And that's what I loved about 6'3" Raw.
Let's try this first and see if it looks good.
I'd be wearing like jeans and a t-shirt for wrestling, and they'd be wearing yak. Right. You know what I mean? They just have this.
It's the end of the video? What the hell? Wasn't even the whole thing. Wankers, man. I definitely love the mountains. I'd be the dude in the cabin in the woods for sure. I was that dude for about a year when I was helping my parents build a couple houses up. They were living in a cabin. I was living in a trailer next to their cabin. So I wasn't even in a cabin, okay? I was living in a trailer in the woods with my wife, but it was nice. And I mean, it wasn't a nice trailer, but it was a nice time that we had up there, and just fucking chainsawing trees and doing mountain shit all the time. Definitely love the mountains. Yeah, because to be honest, that Greg Horn typed COA, I called CGC and they said, even it's in my custody. And I did that, only offer me a red label. Right. Let's see, stump removers are fun to play with. I have not played with one. Jonathan says, if I were to bring a signing event, you'd have to re-sign it, remark it, and then it would be a yellow label stating the new remark, new signature, mention. Okay, so I'll tell you their rules. They're a little bit crazy and weird with their rules. So what it is that you'd have to get his creator agreement. Okay, so creator agreement looks like this. You'd have to print off one of these, which CGC has these available on their website. Okay, creator signature agreement. I put your information here, my information here, and I confirm that this was submitted directly from the artist, writer, creator. CGC made contact to confirm book was submitted directly from them. Right, so I can give this to you, sign it up, and then I'll also, not on the back of it, but I'll also include like a note that says, even after I'm dead or whatever, this book, and we'll have video and photographic evidence. I'll be like, this book can be turned into a yellow label at any time. I authenticate it. And then maybe CGC will be into that, maybe they won't, but we'll email them and see. We'll see. Because that would be cool, because I think it should be in a gator guard, but if you want it to be graded, we can send it for grading. I don't care. It's whatever you want. We did it with the intention of grading it, but a gator guard looks so nice. I think gator guards really look nicer than CGC slabs, I guess is what I'm saying. And I think that all red screws would look phenomenal. And yep, gator guards are sold out, but I have one left I could give you, Jonathan. Nice, that'd be nice as hell. I'll be there in the next 3 to 4 years. That's cool. Are you coming into Washington, Christopher? Jonathan says, okay man, do you want to ship out the Hulk book with green screws and the red book with red screws and gator guards to me with the creators agreements if it works out? If so, I'm cool with it. If it's sketchy, definitely want it to be graded. However, definitely willing to go your way with it so long as you become certain that CGC won't fuck with me, man. Bro, CGC is crazy, but what we can do is I can just email them and ask. And if they're like iffy about it, then we won't do it. But if they're like, oh yeah, sure, no problem, and we can get like an email confirmation that we can print out and like use against them later. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just an option. We don't even have to do that. We can just still send it for grading. So it's something I was thinking about, you know. Like CGC offered that to me. Like I submitted a book that I did for Daniel Daly with Clayton's signature on it. And they're like, you know, they called me. They're like, before we process this book, you know, we know that you're Clayton's assistant and we know that you work with him and witness for him a lot. And do you want this book to get the green stripe with the yellow label, or is that, or do you want to get a creator's agreement from him? That thing I just showed you. You could probably get one from him, right? She's like trying to convince me to do it. I'm like, nah, it's okay. I didn't see that book get witnessed. Clayton didn't see that book get witnessed. The guy just sent me the book. I would say it's definitely Clayton's signature, but you don't know. Maybe there's a good forger out there, but we play by the CGC rules, so no worries on that, bro. We play by the rules. That's how I was taught, and I do not deviate from my training unless I want to get my ass busted. I'm sure you know all about that. I think that looks pretty cool, actually. Let's see, I'm just kind of laying down, like, what would that look like? No, I don't like the stripe. Let's get rid of the stripe. Roger that. Yeah, I do love Gator Girls. To be honest, I prefer those two books to go in for grading. No problem. In the future, when they are not so close to my heart, Gator Guards, with that agreement, will be fine, brother. Yeah, if stipulating if CGC is cool with that. I assume that they are, but you know, I don't assume anything with CGC. I can assume all I want, but I don't ever act on my assumptions with CGC. I always check with them before I do anything. Anything that would result in me being a ding dong. Especially the Hulk book now that I think about it, because if we were trying to do something special with the lasers, if you remember in regards to grading, I'd like to see if we can pull it off. Something special with the lasers. I don't remember what that kind of rings a bell in my head, but TBH, I don't know what you're talking about. Were we gonna draw on the slab? It may or may not be what I did with this book right here. I'll just give you guys a little sneaky doodle since I already showed the owner. Here's this little it eyeball, right? It's inside the slab. And outside the slab is the red balloon from it. Oh, it's spooky. I mean, a red balloon's usually not spooky, but it is when the other side has it. And I give it a little tiny signature there. That's on the back side of this book. Ooh, spooky. I don't like it, man. He's scary. I already have to paint another one, and I'm like, whoa, it's so scary. Why won't he be less scary? Oh, there's a dent and we hit it. That's right. Yes. I agree. I think that was pretty cool. Because it's like the storyline of it is that he like comes out of comic books and he comes out of photographs and he comes out of like he uses like his illusion powers or whatever to like come out of books or other media. Just scare the shit out of people.
You do the radio? You're a big radio.
Like
Personality.
on the radio?
Yeah, analytics, sports 710. Yeah.
Oh,
We've
yeah,
already been
that's
going
me.
for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't believe you.
Cars out there, so
405. Stay clear of it. Still
I
sucks.
really don't understand the point of traffic reports.
I don't either. I
They're
was
still
just
on
thinking
now,
about
and
that.
it's like,
So useless.
just get a phone. Like,
Especially
how do you have a car? You don't have a phone.
Especially in Los Angeles, where like they could be giving you traffic reports like 60 miles away from you. Why do you need to know about what's going on? Like the 7, 10, yeah, always.
Dude, I hate Racine.
I've never heard a traffic report that was relevant to me.
Yeah. I think it's just to keep helicopters in business. Yeah, it is. That's it. You know what? It probably is. You say that, but it's 60%
of the helicopter
It's probably got to be the helicopter unions.
How many
news channels over there? Like 8. I was laughing about. Do you guys know about the ALPA, the pilots union?
No.
And like they're in a dispute. They're in like contract negotiations with Spirit, and all the like pilots have been like engaging in like an illegal work slowdown, and like. Yeah, there's like a restraining order from the court against like the pilots because they were just like not flying planes and it caused a riot in Florida. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Which is like, I'm pretty pro labor. Like, just do your job.
I know. I'm so anti.
Don't be a goon, you know, and cause a fucking riot. Especially when you fly for Spirit. You know how ready all of those passengers are to fucking murder somebody? It's like you not doing your job causes them to join ISIS.
You know what I might be able to do? Send you the GH RIP standbook with COA. You may be able to submit it, say a remark.
I'm here for it.
Say a remark of stand or something. Your signature. Weird thing here. But they would yellow label it as you and Greycorn remarking it, and you can both sign it, and we can talk about it later.
It's not a strike. They haven't reached the end of their
Send you the
contract.
GH RIP standbook with COA. So remember, CGC doesn't care at all for COAs at all. They will throw them directly in the garbage can. That's not. It's not a joke. Because CGC or COAs actually represent the destruction of CGC's whole purpose for why they exist is defeated with a COA, right? So they despise COAs. So COAs will never work with CGC, but these creator agreement forms are like solid gold. if you could get Greg Horn to sign one of these and send it to you, which he could print this out on his computer, or you could send him a picture of it, he could print it. If he signs one of those and sends it to you, you can get your book yellow labeled for sure, because they just have to ask Greg to double check. That's all that. That's the only other thing that they have to do if they have that COA, or that if they have the creator agreement. They don't care for COAs, right? They will spit in COAs and throw them in the garbage can. I have heard. So I took a poll basically during tour 2, and I asked people at every stop. Basically, I asked numbers of people like, "Oh, take out your COAs. You know, CGC is just going to throw them in the garbage can." And then people would say, "Oh, I had some COAs sent back to me one time." So I think it's about 40 to 60% of the time they will throw your COAs in the garbage can. Sometimes they'll send them back to you, but they don't give you any kind of bonus to your grading. I'm going to ask him to. Yeah, you can definitely. He might be willing to do that. That's definitely possible. But you know, a lot of artists, after a book leaves their possession, they don't know if you are now the one who. What if you're the guy who is forging his signature, and now you bought one of his books, and now you're asking him for the creator agreement form. You know, so it's up to him whether he is willing to authenticate it, but I think he could if he sends you one of those. He definitely could.
There's always somebody that's like going to Bonnaroo or something. You know? Yeah. I remember being lectured at Domino's because I didn't smoke weed. They were like, "Oh, by the way, like everyone smokes weed here, so feel free to just get high." It was annoying. Yeah. Yeah. It was. It was that slice of pizza from the Pizza Hut early '90s commercial. The gas station, not the gas station. I worked at a car dealership too. I was in my head by that shit. Lindsay Chevrolet. That was the sweetest thing. I used to steal gas. Remember Coons? Oh, of course. Yeah. How did they get away with it? I have no idea. They're still rocking. There's a place too called Blue Knob Automotive. It was like a mid-Atlantic dealership. You used to see whatever the little stamp is they put on cars. Yeah, Blue Knob Automotive. Yeah. It's just like a blue dipstick. I lived down the street from the Boot Masters.
Oh yeah.
How about this? Pube Masters. Jiffy Pube. You go in there. I want those quick pubes that you guys promised.
Every 3,000 miles.
Or like a Chinese guy going to Jiffy Lube. That's a fun character. Ooh, imagine him trying to say to me that. Daniel, what was that hilarious story you told the other day? You gotta tell us.
No, I don't want to.
You should have told me.
I know I should not have told you. Okay.
You're not in any jeopardy here.
I know. It's not even. I mean.
It's very funny.
Well, basically, there's a very nice lady from Taiwan that works in my office, and we were talking about.
For the listeners out there, Taiwan is over there. Yeah. It's a part of China.
Because that book has some very serious. What would you call it? The remark has insane degrees of sentimental value from the entire Marvel community, along with having some very serious and contextual regards to Stan passing away 7 days before that remark was done. Yeah. I don't know, definitely going to email GH. It was the first book I ever bought from him. Little known fact there. I have like 35 to 40. Holy Christ. Yeah, I mean, you never know. Maybe he'll just, he seems like a really nice guy. Unfortunately, though, his guy, Gary, the guy who probably is going to be the first one to read that email, is a bit of a hard ass, so he might just not even care what the story is behind it, and he might just reject your thing, so... obviously, I'm hoping for the best on that, but I just don't want you to be heartbroken if you get like a rude email back or something, because it's probably Gary. I'm sure you know who Gary is since you bought so many. Does this mean I'm finally next, Jason? Well, I'm kind of juggling 2 right now, so I gotta finish the Joker one that I'm doing, and then there's one more. So the Joker one. So Let me show you, Jason. I got this one to finish, and then I got this one to finish, and then so I'm actually working on 2 of these at the same time. And then I have I think I'm gonna do the World War II soldier on this book, and then after those, then it's your turn, Jason. So we're almost there. Jonathan Beebe says a bit of a power-hungry jerk at times. Like I honestly think that Gary puts on Greg's clothes when Greg is asleep and pretends to be him. Yeah, there's people like that. Jonathan Beebe says, "Hell yeah."
I don't think I have.
The one man born inside me has the power to control.
Yeah, and then lots of other people.
Which is because I'm pretty sure, like the architect guy from the second Matrix, he probably looks exactly like the guy that invented the hammer. Absolutely. Yeah, that's weird to think that a guy came up with it. That there was some like Southern businessman that's like, fellas, I got an idea for you. I want this knitted on a pillow. I almost got arrested because I called a cop the N-word one time. Really? Was it a black cop? Yeah, it was like an older black dude. And they don't really play that. Yeah. Depending on who you talk to, depending on which barbershop you go to. Yeah. Either you're down or you're not. And I was working the door. Soft day. Yeah. Oh, I thought you were like went up to a black cop. No. I was at the women's march and I got a little too riled up. I was left the first parking enforcement dude I saw. I probably said this already.
So excited, dude, about the World War II gunslinger spawn. Best 2 guns for him to have, either an M1 Garand or and Thompson machine gun, or an M1 Garand and Springfield 1911 Army issue patrol. So this has got to be like let's imagine that this guy is, because they had black soldiers in World War II, probably World War I as well, but it'll be like, we're not going to show the face of this soldier, but we'll just, for the sake of fun, we're going to assume that it is like Al Simmons if he was a World War II soldier. So he'll be like a black guy, and he'll be like super proficient, because Al Simmons was like a hyper mercenary for the military after he retired or whatever. So he'll have like whatever the best equipment that the Allies would have at the time. He'll be armed to the teeth with that stuff, and then like Spawn would be, and then we'll give him like he's carrying like Nazi weapons, because he's fucking killed like 1 million Nazis, right? So he's just picking up their dog tags and weapons as he goes and using them against them. Something like that would be neat.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a whole nother ecosystem.
Right. And every jail has different rules.
Exactly.
And then you get out and you're like, oh, you guys didn't do this. And
what happened to Jerky? You ever do that shit where you like open up your laptop in the morning? I use my laptop at work, so it's working and you open it up and you forget what you were looking at like the night before, like as you were going to sleep.
Well, I don't use my laptop at work.
No. Well, you do with your phone. Your last browser. I went to sleep looking at like pictures of all the execution chambers in the United States.
I thought this was gonna be about porn or something. Where it's like you look at weird porn.
And I'm like, I wonder why I'm depressed.
Either one of those weapon setups should be very realistic. More so the second one with the pistol and the Garand. Sorry, Jason Burrows, when I type 180 words per minute, I have ADHD. Shutting up now. 180, can't tell if it's serious or an exaggeration, but that sounds crazy. I can assure you the quieter version of me interrogating sex traffickers in your device. Scary thought. Careful what you ask for. Right. Yeah, 180 words per minute. That's pretty high, bro. Sitting around 270. I don't know if that's physically possible, dude. I think the higher echelons go at about 120, right? With any degree of accuracy. But, you never know. Okay.
People and they stopped doing it because a couple of people got decapitated, and it's pretty gruesome and fucks up. Really,
1:27 APM. Oh, what's APM?
Firing squad.
Right, but we can't yield any concessions to the French, you know.
What is
they're the ones
APM?
who invented it. That's the thing.
I can type it W30. Yeah, me too.
Anytime the French
I
make
think most
something,
people do about
you know,
30
this is
when they're
the,
typing
it's
normally.
French computer. That's the French's fault.
APM. Let's try to decipher what APM is. That's
They hold on to their shit for life.
APM. Actions per second, maybe.
French guillotine.
Yeah.
Every time. You have to specify.
And RPGs like World of Warcraft have kept me going up past 180 words per minute. It's pretty fast type. Actions per minute, basically just hitting keys and mouse clicks. Gotcha. That makes sense. I believe that.
So then they came up with the chair because somebody saw someone accidentally get killed by like a fence or like some live wire. They're like, that would be a great way to murder a prisoner. It was like the first thought that guy had.
Was that back in the time when they were like, we want to make this painful, or was it a guy? Were they like, this will be better for the prisoners?
No, I think like because of the cruel and unusual punishment clauses.
You heard of the All-American Puppy.
Yeah, they have to find a way to make it as not painful as possible. So then shake your hand. Yeah, the electric chair, and then the electric chair yielded to the gas chamber, which is like horrifying because they drop like a gas. It's a pellet that goes into it's like a hydrogen chloride pellet or something. That's the gas that it makes. And then people they're like, just breathe the gas. Just breathe it.
Park Sung-joon, notable gamer with 400 average APM, includes Jay Lee Dong. APM for 818, however. Right. Yeah, it's just clicking as fast as he can is what it is. I had a friend who would click as fast as he could when he was playing. It was before League of Legends, actually. It was when League of Legends was pretty new, and he was actually playing Dota 1, and he could click pretty goddamn fast because his dad was pretty good at it, so he taught his son. He taught his boy.
Right.
I would love to be able to play.
Make sure none of your shit's filled out. That's what they actually. All the methods they're trying to figure out a way to kill someone without them shit. Because that's disrespectful to the executioner of war. That's exactly everybody has to watch. Yeah, everybody has to watch that kind of shit.
What did you say here? I got a solution. Put my diaper on them.
Yeah.
There you go.
The electric diaper.
Yeah.
That'd be a cool death penalty. Well, I always feel like there'd probably be like one of those like southern closeted wardens. It's like, we've invented a new method of me sucking his dick to death. I don't like doing it, but it's the only way in God's Christian jail to make sure this man dies without torture is I personally have to suck his dick until he dies. All right, everybody close your eyes. Okay,
I'm not sure if this is really the right way. No, everyone gather the family around to watch.
We got a gay man walking on the Green Mile. We got a gay man walking. Gay man walking on the Green Mile. You know, boss, it hurts, boss. John Coffey being sucked off by Percy. Fucking angry Tom Hanks, like you gotta swallow the cup. Percy refuses to swallow it. Yeah. I thought the sponge was wet. He's just giving me like a very toothy blowjob because he's a sadist. Stop putting your teeth on it, Percy. And that movie's called The Gay Mile. That's it, baby. Or The Queen Mile, maybe?
I like Queen Mile.
Yeah. It's got a little crossover feel. Yeah. Well, anyways, back to Dan Carlin's hardcore history of, the first time they tried to do death by gas, they just tried to, like, pump gas into the guy's cell. That just didn't work. They're like, oh, yeah, we're just going to use a hose and try and kill him this way.
Wait, they just didn't want to take him to the execution chamber?
They didn't have one yet. Then they had to make a hermetically sealed chamber to gas people in. But then they did, you know, lethal injection. Lethal injection is like it has like a 7.8% failure rate or something. So they have like a 1 in 10 chance.
I mean, I'm sure it was just some
It works, but it just takes like an hour.
Yeah, well, it fucks up. You miss the vein or whatever. You can't get like. I think that you can't get like medical professionals to participate because of the Hippocratic Oath. So it has to be like just jail shitheads.
And then they can't get one of the
drugs.
ingredients.
That's why Arkansas has been like killing.
Yeah.
They killed like 11 people.
Yeah.
They're trying to kill like 11 people before the rules expire.
Is that still it's not up there?
No, I think it's over.
Yeah, I think
they
it was just last
finished
week.
it.
That shit's awesome, man. Like, you know, like one guy died one time, and they were like, okay, let's kill everybody with this. Just keep doing it. What else are we gonna do with these 5 things we bought?
Utah still has firing squad.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Which is actually, believe it or not, the only thing that has never had a botched execution. That's
That makes sense.
Bullets undefeated.
So easy to kill someone with a gun.
Yeah. The only thing I don't like about that, if you look at the chair they use, it's terrifying. They make you sit in a
school chair.
No, it's like it looks like Darth Vader's like regeneration like cap. Yeah, this scary black chair with sandbags all around it to catch like these stray bullets. Just tie a guy to a fucking post like the old days. I feel like if you're gonna kill somebody by firing squad, they should get to design their own military outfit they wear in lieu of the.
So every minute in game he is doing 818 actions
No.
in the game, shutting up now. Dang, Koreans keep me out of the Diamond League. And alright, why are Koreans so good? It's crazy. Absolutely crazy how good Koreans are.
They couldn't just not give that guy.
Well, they brought it to him and he's like, I'm not.
My planet, you're kind of a loser, Eddie.
And then they're like, final meals are canceled, everybody. That guy went to heaven.
The one guy who fucked around with the last meal.
Yeah.
Why not, man? I mean, if they're gonna let you order anything, why can't we do that as not felons? You know how coupons have limits?
Yeah.
If the last meal dude gets to buy fucking 8 buckets of chicken, let me get the same. Let me get the Groupon rate round the clock.
Last meal Groupon?
Yeah. I need a last meal level Groupon.
What would your last meal be? I'm gonna say pussy before anyone else makes that joke. The warden's wife's pussy.
Well, now
This
mine is
warden
gonna
is not
sound
the
stupid.
The warden's dick. Demand to suck the warden's dick. I'm sorry, warden, but it's his right.
Chicken pizza balls.
Yeah.
Needs to have something to
We got a gay man walking. Everybody's wearing lace. Yeah. I don't know if that movie's good or not. Things aside. Green Mile, thoughts?
It's one of those movies where like I try to watch it and I'll fall asleep. I'm falling asleep at every point.
Yeah.
Green Mile.
Is that a Stephen King movie?
I don't know.
That seems very Stephen King-ish.
Well, I was just gonna, I think I already told you this, but I watched, Princess Mononoke this week, and I did fall asleep in that.
Of course.
Yep. So, you guys were right.
Too strange.
Very pretty. Put me to sleep.
You gotta be on acid at a minimum, dude.
It's gotta be Japanese or obsessed with Japanese
I
culture.
feel like you gotta be real into like animation, because I did tell people I worked with, and I wish I hadn't. They seemed really sad.
Yeah, I worked at the BSO, the Baltimore Symphony Orchestra, doing like crowdfunding in the basement, and everyone I worked with was all these old ass women. And did I tell you that story about that? There's that one old lady I worked with who was like very friendly, and like one day I was just sort of chatting with her casually. That's such a story. Oh my god, dude. And he was like, well, yeah, I recently moved back to the city. I was living in Salisbury, Maryland.
Okay, that's what we're gonna quote on there. On my planet, I'm kind of a loser, like you, Eddie. Which, I haven't actually seen the movie, but I understand that's a quote from the movie. We're gonna write it in red, because, that's how,
not they.
That's
I
Knull's
watched
color,
all of
right?
the
He's red.
Red, and I'm pretty sure that the mayor's office was involved. It's a government conspiracy to rape her. So she's like, so I couldn't go to the police department because of being raped by the mayor, or whatever.
Oh my god.
And then she's like, yeah, just turns over my shoulder. Oh, hey Janice, how you doing tonight?
So, is this one and the Joker one for the same client? That's why you're doing them simultaneously. Now, the reason why I'm doing them simultaneously is just because I can. I don't have to, but I just am.
And this fucking nerd I work with, who is easily one of the least attractive people I've ever seen in my life. This poor guy. He's like looking at the brochure, and I guess as the shittiest, lowest level employees, we got like some kind of discount or whatever. They're describing it to me. They're like, yeah, you can actually go see all of these programs, and I immediately threw in the trash. I have no interest in
Maintaining eye
seeing
contact.
anything involving the opera. The fucking. I go see movies, action movies, Steven Seagal, that kind of stuff. Especially not George Sakai. I'm not gonna see
Well,
that.
that's different than that. I'm gonna defend the opera.
Hard Target
Better
is
than
JC.
George Sakai.
Ooh. You're thinking of Hard to Kill. People make that mistake a lot. Yeah. George Sakai, though, he finds that he sees in the brochure, and he says, "Ooh, George Sakai!" I had to go to the bathroom and laugh at him. That happens a lot.
You should go to the
Me having to leave a room to go laugh at somebody.
That's nice of you to leave the room.
Yeah.
It really shows your maturity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I told this story on the podcast. I'm not gonna do it again. I guess I'll listen to the show. They get real mad when I repeat a story, and it's all I know how to do.
Yeah, that's true. As having been your friend for many years now,
Yeah.
I feel like my main benefit is that I don't remember most of the stories that you tell.
No, that's good.
Yeah.
Because eventually it's really diminishing returns with the stories. You'll be like, man, 9 years ago it was Burger King, and I was looking at the ugliest guy I've ever seen.
They all start like that too.
No, this is a real story. The manager at Burger King, it looked like a Burger King man. It looked like Napoleon Dynamite. And I'm like, man, this dude never gets laid. He turns around and he's got a huge hickey on his neck. I'm like, I just learned a lesson.
Dang. Wow, don't judge a book by its cover.
Yeah.
That makes you know.
I did. I continued to judge the book by its cover. I just saw more of the cover. That could have been a bruise.
Inside cover, the forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, you read
It was just a different
about
part of
the
cover.
author.
Yeah.
And the about the author was
Hey,
this
has
post.
anyone done this observational bit? You can totally judge a book by its cover. Because it's a book.
Yeah.
So it's for queers. That's who reads.
That's not where I thought you were going to take that bit.
Yeah.
It's true.
All of my bits go to the homophobia town.
That's true.
Yeah. So I guess we should get into this James Comey thing.
Oh, yeah.
As the leading political podcast on the West Coast.
It might be. I mean,
Yeah, I
don't know
heard
any other
yeah,
Yeah.
leading political. We're not political.
There's no NPR on the West Coast.
We're not allowed to do that.
Let's see. Do I want to put that in a word bubble? I think that looks fine.
Yeah.
Right. It's just a guy that, fucking went to yoga.
It's all traffic reports.
I used to surf, but now I do yoga. Welcome to NPR San Diego.
Everything's pretty chill from over here.
Yeah, something like that, I guess. That's a good take on NPR.
Sorry.
That's a hell of a joke right there.
I'm sorry.
No, I also got nothing for that.
Yeah, I think we're all sorry. I'm sorry.
How about Terry, not so gross, right? Or extremely fresh air, right? Because it's better here. The air is here.
Where's here?
Okay, it's not so fresh air. How about that?
Better. It doesn't seem.
No, what?
How about the Fresh Prince of Bel Air? Hey, that takes place here. Fresh air, but it's the French press of Bel Air.
Bringing it back.
Yeah. Is it gay to dance with your father? We're talking about Luther Vandross.
That's a good one.
Is that? I think that's a weird.
For men to dance with their father, or
I've
for
never
women to
danced
dance
with my
with their
dad.
father?
If your dad was dead, you could bring him back.
But I
And
danced.
dancing would be the last thing I would want to do.
Yeah.
Take that, Luther Vandross.
Or is that a song?
Yeah. Luther Vandross was in the closet and be like, oh, that's true. And then like he was about to die, he made a song about dancing with his dead. And that was like technically him coming out, I guess.
Yeah.
Weird way to come out.
Yeah.
Really, you'd think that if he'd spent his whole life thinking about it, maybe. Don't bring up your dad.
I'm pretty sure that he strikes me as a guy with no hobbies either. I don't know
Yeah.
what he did. I think he just did shows and just sat in one room alone in the dark.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I think a lot of people don't have hobbies.
Yeah. Especially when you can't be gay outside. So.
Yeah, you just sort of like hang out.
You can go rollerblade. Perfect example of being gay.
So, yeah, that is a
To rollerblade with my father. To rollerblade with my father again.
Could have just like cut off shorty.
Yeah. Sip on fucking Francia with my father again. Do a bunch of other gay shit. Come on, guys. What are some gay guy things?
Wearing cool clothes.
Yeah,
We
wearing
did that.
cut off shorts, Francia, cool
Yeah.
clothes, redecorate the house. Boy, they love that.
Crown molding.
Yeah.
Some of that.
Moisturizing
Do gay
your
guys do
face.
crown molding?
I think they're the
You
only
know how
ones.
gay guys love those coping saws. They can't get enough of them. Yeah, so James Comey was fired by Donald Trump. I feel like I am the only person in my friend circle that does not give a shit.
Yeah, because what's it? I mean, he's just gonna keep firing people that say he's bad, and that's just gonna happen for 3 more
I
years.
don't even think he's like say that it's that he's bad. I think it's like the issue is that they probably wanted to fire him a long time ago, and then they didn't. And then this is a way to do it where they get to look like they made some magnanimous gesture towards Democrats by defending Hillary Clinton.
I mean, that's what is weird about it is the defense of Hillary Clinton. But, because, like,
It's like a
doesn't
bullshit
really,
play to make it look like they have principles.
But it's so, it doesn't make it, it's so clearly not a principled play.
I know.
But I don't think it's like that. I feel like he's just like a crazy, like, you know, really sort of angry man who does whatever he wants whenever he wants. And he just hit a breaking point.
Good analysis. We'll be back on the McLaughlin Group. Later tonight, Tony Blankley tries to suck his own dick.
You sound and look just like that dude.
Yeah, oh,
I'm surprised you haven't done
I have. I did it 2 weeks ago on a podcast when I was talking about Adam's mom fucking dogs. I don't know how we got into that. Marge, did you know that Adam's mom fucks dogs?
Doesn't take much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, cool, great.
Is that close? I can't. In my head, it sounds perfect.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah, that was really good.
All right.
Give it to you.
Jamal, what's your take on the Comus?
Maybe I should just call this the
rambled.
Homer Simpson podcast.
I rambled for a while.
Yeah.
For sure.
We gotta talk about this James Comey thing. Comey? It's not what, like a comb for your hair?
What up, Christopher Strawblack?
It's me. Hey, everybody. It's
What
me,
did you say
Family
first?
Guy.
What bup? What bup?
Perfect cross in between.
Yeah.
That's gonna be like the new age way to say what up in 5 years.
Dundalk Homer? That's funny.
What,
Yeah,
bub?
it's me, Dundalk Homer. Is that a fun character?
Yeah, that's solid gold.
Yeah.
So good.
That Doc Homer is. Keep that one going. My only take on the thing is I enjoy watching white people argue with each other. It feels like it's never been at this level in America.
Yeah.
Of just whites versus whites.
For sure.
It's pretty
That's
fun.
a good take.
That's good.
Yeah, I like that.
I want to check out, dude. I want to make enough money to get. This is my new thing. Is getting into. I want a teak plantation.
All right.
Where I grow. Like basically, I have a teak forest.
Yeah.
And I just grow teak trees somewhere down in the south.
A few 100 acres, maybe a little less.
Yeah, a couple 100 acres.
A couple 100 acres,
Yeah.
like a town.
Get a teak farm.
Then get the manor.
No, of course. You need an estate out there. Basically, it's like I was thinking about Django and that plantation, and how like terrifying that scene is, and then going up to the plantation. Like, not if you identify with Leonardo DiCaprio's character. Then that's a movie about like the coolest life you could possibly have.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like going to cribs.
Yeah. Right. Kind of.
Slavery cribs.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I want. I feel like I kind of. But you can't own. I was looking at plantations. They can. There's one you can buy for like $52 million. In South Carolina, it's just like 11,000-acre plantation.
Is it listed on Redbed?
Yeah, it's on Airbnb for $52 million. But it's like, first of all, if you have $52 million, people already hate you. You know.
Yeah.
And
You're already kind of.
you can't buy a plantation. Imagine being a fucking billionaire and be like, yeah, I'm just gonna buy this. I'm gonna get this plantation and nobody's gonna find out or criticize me when I buy a $52 million plantation.
But I mean, people do that all the time. I don't know who buys plantations.
Well, it's not sold, is it?
On my planet, I'm kind of a loser, like you, Eddie.
The only way you can buy a
It's gonna look
plantation
good. I
is
just felt like throwing that up there before I did anything else.
Well, I was saying, yeah, they listed on there and it tells you when they're from, right? Some of them's like built in 1910, and you're like, all right. Some of them are like built in 1809, and you're like, you don't admit that.
Yeah, but
Don't say if it's after 1865. Say like, oh yeah, we don't have a paperwork. I think it's from like the 80s. I think this is like one of the newer. It's like a tech plantation. Somebody made it back in like the 70s, so it's definitely not like a. It's not one of those plantations.
Definitely not
All right.
high guarantee.
Yeah, right. Oh yeah, this
Fat
house
finger
books
typing.
also on the property. I don't know. Don't look over
I don't believe you, dude.
Yeah, you can buy that one.
It'll be a sunroom
Right.
by the time you buy it.
Yeah.
You get it.
This like sandbox looking thing on the front yard. There's a store on top. Yeah, I don't know what that is. I think maybe a dog lived in there.
But a very happy dog. Definitely a happy dog.
Grass
Yeah.
fed.
Oh no, those are owls. Yeah, you're just hearing owls coming, the screams and stuff. That they'll never go away.
Yeah, it's
Would you take a deal on a crib if you knew it had ghosts?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I would love to live in a ghost house.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
In fact, I googled haunted houses to buy. I was like fantasizing about buying a haunted house.
Yeah, what can ghosts fucking do to you?
Well, first of all, they're not real.
Yeah. That's
Did
number
you ever
one.
go to that hospital, that like abandoned hospital in like Glendale, Maryland? There's like an abandoned tuberculosis sanitarium that like friends of mine would go to, and they were like, "We're gonna eat mushrooms and go to that abandoned insane asylum."
Why do people always want to eat mushrooms and do agriculture?
I
for a
don't
living?
know.
It's like the worst idea.
So terrible.
Being around more than 12 people on mushrooms is just as frightening as
Yeah. Being in
any
like a,
insane
I
asylum.
mean, being in like a poorly decorated house on mushrooms is bad.
Yeah.
Any of it. If it's not like a beautiful day outside,
Right.
don't do it.
Yeah. Well, they so people go to it in the middle of the night. And they wander around, they're like, oh, it's fucking haunted or whatever. But you're just hearing other people and like breaking into this, hospital and like running around it. Like, oh, it's ghosts or whatever.
Just when your friends getting mugged.
Yeah, right, exactly. Being raped.
Getting faster for sure, and it still looks good. Well, thank you. This is just the base coat, you know. Going about my normal speed on this one.
I would have to stop hanging out with all of the
I would love to be the SVU detective.
But if I can shave off, like for instance on the Spawn I think I did 8 hours on that one, so it's actually, might be slowing down rather than speeding up. But let's just pretend like I'm speeding up. I like that better.
North Korea, guys, feelings good, bad. North Korea, good or bad? Tony Blankley, stop sucking your own dick. I'm on board the
Speaking of which, it's about time for me to take a break and let this first layer dry.
The last episode and cranked up the heat. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nick said it's time, let's get it. But since we didn't bomb them yet, I think we're good.
Yeah.
I think we'll make it.
Yeah.
I think they'll make it.
Yeah.
I think eventually, I think by the end of the Trump administration, everyone in North Korea is going to have a laptop.
That'd be great if Trump just keeps saying like Trump threatening shit or something, and then Trump gets credit for toppling North Korea with speech alone.
Yeah.
That'd be the funniest outcome. The best.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone was saying that back when the election happened. Is like the funniest outcome is that if Trump is like an amazing president.
Yeah.
The economy and shit.
Right. Well, because every so often he'll say something where you're like, do you want universal? Are you going to put universal health care on the table? Because, like, maybe he could. Because he's so easily persuaded.
Yeah.
You just have to get the right people in there. Just send this person and then try and convince them.
I would trade healthcare for the plantation. I feel like I would become one of those people that pretends it's the 1800s and just avoid medicine. You know, I would have some immigrant I hire to shave my face with a straight razor on the porch all day long, and just die of like eye fungus or age sickness. Yeah, right.
Wrapped in some blankets.
Yeah, right. I get one of those hearing trumpets. You know, those
Get a little closer.
Yeah, right. What's that? A gay man on the Green Mile.
I mean, if we could all get that instead of healthcare, that would be much better.
Yeah, hearing trumpets.
Yeah.
Seersucker suit.
Yeah.
Just awful dental hygiene from dipping all day long. Tobacco right off the ground.
It's just now it's
freshest
like
tobacco you've ever had.
we don't have good healthcare and we are all white men on the planet. Like we don't want it together.
Yeah. What would you rather have, a gun or universal health? Gun.
How big's the gun? Because if it's a 22,
Any fucking gun you want, dude.
any gun I want?
Yeah.
Like a 40 cal?
What gun would you get if you could only get one gun?
I would get like a Magnum, like like a straight up dirty, hairy. Look,
Yeah, 44 Magnum.
yeah, with the barrel that's like 1 foot long.
Yeah. Have you ever seen like a Desert Eagle in person?
No.
They're like one of those big ass guns. They're enormous. It looks like a fucking joke. Like I don't
Bigger than
understand.
your forearm.
Oh yeah.
Do they
They're like the size of your head.
have gun ranges in New York City?
I think there's one indoor one, but they've basically made it like impossible to get a gun or like carry a gun around in New York City.
Yeah.
I bet there's just a town in New Jersey that's all gun ranges.
You can't even carry a knife in New York City. Like any kind of knife.
Oh, really?
They're all
Butter knife?
They use this antiquated law that made gravity knives illegal, which gravity knives are like a thing that existed in like the 50s, which is this big ass knife that like unfolds. It's like a huge switchblade basically.
Okay.
But it doesn't exist anymore. Gravity knife is now this just vague umbrella term for any knife that a police officer can flick open with the force of gravity. So even if you have like a Swiss Army knife on you, like open it a little bit, and like if they want to charge you, and it has nothing to do with weight. It's like knives that you can buy at like REI or whatever, and they fuck up people's lives with this bullshit legislation.
What if I want to cut the plastic things off my soda, man?
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, if you have like priors or whatever, it'll destroy your fucking life.
Holy shit.
When I was doing that truck job, I used to carry a knife on me. I was always worried about it.
We're gonna finger paint with that.
Just fucking do something wrong on a subway platform, or they search you.
What the hell is this for?
That's crazy because
They're killing cops.
It's a goddamn shame, man. I don't know, white guy carry a knife no more.
Yeah, I know.
What is happening?
that's why you gotta come to Los Angeles.
Well, no, that's why I gotta get my plantation.
Yeah, for sure.
Do whatever you walk around covered in knives.
200 acres. Knives only.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got a bunch of gun ranges.
Did you guys see that? I shot a bunch of fucking white ink all over my shit, but I saved it. Saved it like a thug.
It absolutely, it was. What's your internet?
It is.
What? Oh, wubba dub. Okay. And the password? All lowercase? Fresh coffee. Everyone's gonna hack your Wi-Fi.
So it's not even working.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, cuckold crossing. Yeah, we're all gonna die soon. Cancer.
Yeah.
You're crouching right now.
Every part of your body.
If you're listening to this,
Yeah.
you're covered in fucking pulsars.
That's cool. At least we're all gonna die.
Yeah, we all need healthcare.
Yeah, maybe they'll find a cure for that.
Yeah, what was funny is because they were like, no, cell phones don't cause brain cancer or whatever, and then like last year they were like, okay, cell phones cause a little bit of brain cancer. It's not really that. Yeah, it does. There's like a higher. But the way they did the study is they like blasted cell phone radiation at mice until they got cancer.
So they were
but theoretically, it shouldn't be able to cause cancer because of the wavelength. It's all
I feel like phones update so fast they never got to finish the research.
Yeah, of course not.
Like there's scientists that are still working with like
Knull Revision,
Motorola's.
Colleton County, South Carolina.
Oh yes.
Sold. Somebody bought it. Somebody spent millions of dollars on cuckolds.
You know Australia.
Yeah. Right. It'd be great if that guy, like, immediately, that guy's wife fucked somebody. He's like, come on! This is the last thing I thought would happen. Cuckold's Crossing.
How you gonna do me like this?
Dude, sully the name of Cuckold's Crossing. Yeah, look at this. It's gorgeous.
Is there a painting? Do they have art of people fucking fucking with art?
Yeah. It's all the artwork there is just fingernails embedded into the walls. Man, why do those places still exist? They're like, well, we have to preserve it for historical purposes. I mean, there's a conservation effort. We have to keep these beautiful old plantations around. It's like, just fucking there's no mention of slavery. It's not like they're keeping Auschwitz around. They're like, it's a beautiful house. Yeah. What if someone wants to live in beautiful Auschwitz? Some millionaire can spend $52 million to turn Auschwitz into cuckold crossing. Right. They cut the Vulcan cuck or whatever the German. God damn, I wish I knew German.
It's gotta be Mexican. No Mandarin, a little bit of Mandarin, no French, no Spanish.
I'm like if fucking if Jason Bourne looked like
I will run him off his feet. Everyone about your business, get this garbage off the street.
Nordic. Do you want to go to Iceland? That'd be cool. I was looking at moving to Barrow, Alaska, the northernmost point in the United States. It only has 2 days a year. The sun comes up in January, sets in November, something like that.
So the sun's just up.
The sun's still up.
I see.
And then there's polar midnight months.
That would get so fast.
Yeah.
21 days on that.
It's like the average temperature year round is like 2 degrees. Guys like me, people that couldn't get a plantation. They had to go live with the Inuits at the top of the world.
Outcast with roots.
I would die so much.
Yeah.
Literally, immediately, I would probably freeze to death.
Let the outlaw keep on running. I will run him off his feet. Everyone about your business, get your garbage off the street.
No, I agree. I think we could.
He lived in some bullshit town in like the middle of Wisconsin, and I was like asking him like what is it? Would you just do comedy by yourself in this town? Like, yeah, man. He was like, yeah, I figure I'd just stay in Wasau and I'll get good in Wasau. And I was like, no, man.
Alright, I'm gonna go wash me hands and let this dry, and we'll come back and might finish it today if I stream 2 or more times. Oh, looks like I got paint all over my face too, so that's good. Okay. See ya.